Yo, it's your boy nugieboy, and I'm back from the grave to talk about Fatal Fury City of the Wolves beta that just happened over the weekend. Now, I am not making this video because I want to, but because I need to. I really was super excited for this game, but if SNK does not fix the issues with this game and delay it, I think this game is DOA. Not that one, you know what I mean? And now before I get started, I want to point out all these criticisms are extremely difficult to assess because of course this is just a test, but I think the things that we did see in the test, they need to be criticized in this video and they need to be heard. So if you have any similar concerns or any of your own, please fill out the survey and please be constructive about it. We could all bitch and shit on Twitter. Zitter, but yeah, they are taking direct feedback, so make sure you do that. And if you don't already know, SNK has already said that they are aware of the matchmaking issues and are already considering a second beta for a game that's 2 months away. But I think the problems with this game extend way past just the matchmaking. So let's talk about my experience with the playtest. And I'll probably exaggerate here and there, but I sincerely want this game to do well. I had a lot of fun. I was literally playing until the servers closed, which is why this video is after everyone else's. Anyway, let's get into the video. Whatever I say in this video, don't take it so it's not an attack, okay? It might come off that way, but you know, I just have very emotional frustrations with the package of this game. Now let's start with the good stuff, right? Now, I'm not going to go overboard with explaining everything, but if you play the game, you'll know that it is very, very fun. It has a ton of defensive mechanics, a lot of mechanics in general, that will probably lead to an evolving meta once people actually have time with the game. And, you know, the training mode, which by the way, as we all know, did not have access to. And because there's chip outs in this game, and just defend negates chip, we can probably get another Evo moment out of this game. That's what I'm kind of foreseeing. I kind of think that's what they're kind of going for. I think the combo system is really fun. It's pretty flexible. A lot of people I knew were just doing EX into EX move. They weren't really messing with the breaks and feints, but I was, as a kind of execution challenge to myself. I was playing Kine, don't really do charge, so pulling off his simple B&B, which had a charge, break, and a feint, it was really, really satisfying for me to land. I'm glad the game has wild punish. I really like that whiff punish reward mechanic. I think it's really, really cool. Whiff punishing is something I find really satisfying in fighting games. So getting a really, really big reward for it feels great. I have some qualms about things like rev blow. I can't say I didn't have fun mashing on my own, so you know, it is what it is. I don't know if we're all just in a honeymoon phase right now, and the gameplay, it was fun. And you know, it's better than getting throw looped, I'll tell you that much, for now. I want to show some cool stuff off in this video that I saw on Twitter. This is a basic Kane combo. It has a feint, EX move, into super, he sets a bomb down. I thought that was really cool. This isn't even everything. So that's the feint, that's the break right there. EX move into EX move into super. And then I think I saw a combo where he could do another move into another super. So, yeah, this is just showing off some of the system mechanics of the combos. And this game is still evolving, and obviously when the game comes out, the game will keep evolving. But this person, they found out you can wave dash block. I thought this was super interesting, and this was found on the second day of the beta, maybe the third day. It was kind of interesting. You know, this game is gonna have a lot of stuff. This game is so system and mechanically complex. It's gonna have a lot of stuff like this that I can't even foresee in the future, because I didn't study up too much on this game. I just kind of went in and played it. You know what I mean? The art style of the game is really good. Not much to say. Animations are clear. The cell shaded comic book look is really, really it looks different from the other fighting games. It's got that going for it, and the hits and everything have impact. And honestly, the combos look really, really cool. Awesome. Now the music, I found personally kind of mid, other than Rock's theme and B Jenny's theme, but that might be because it reminds me of Donkey Kong. The main vocal theme was also data mined, and I'm not sure if it just had too much hype, but I also kind of found it okay, or maybe, you know, this is indicative of the rest of the video. but I was just kind of disappointed by it. I don't know. Either way, music is generally not a deal breaker for me because, you know, we usually turn it off after a certain amount of time anyway. So it's kind of not that big of a deal. The cast of characters that we had, all pretty good bunch. They basically had something for everyone. I played Kine and Mai for the beta, but it felt like each character felt very unique. A common criticism with the centralizing mechanics of Street Fighter 6 is that certain characters felt very samey with slight alterations. They all boil down to crush medium drive rush, throw loops. They have a DP on wake up. But no, in this game, if you wanted to have strong fireball zoning, you could play Kine. If you want to go unga bunga and shit damage and get free low, you can play Vox. And then even Hotaru, who's kind of like a Shoto-like, she has like a shield that reflects fireballs and a command grab. She has a Goomba Stomp move, which is really annoying, but there's a lot of cool and unique characters, at least so far. Not to mention the waifu percentage was extremely high at 50%, and we got B, Jenny, and Mai. Yeah, damn. Who can complain? Right? Except for you dedicated grappler mains. I feel for you guys. Don't worry. T-Zoc, he'll be in the next one. Trust. And now we get to the ugly. Let's start with the matchmaking and the ranked. I just want to quickly address the matchmaking again. The ranked was not good. The game has rollback, but it has a little too much rollback sometimes. Because sometimes while playing games, the number is just changing constantly. Sometimes going up to 10 frames of rollback, it was absolutely insane. I played rematches with some friends, and the netcode was generally pretty decent. I would play with somebody who's on the East Coast, and it would be moving a lot. I wouldn't say it's Street Fighter 6 level. Maybe Tekken. Maybe Grand Blue. I don't know. It's okay. It's serviceable, but it's pretty frustrating. There's a lot of teleporting. Sometimes the game would just stop. It was crazy. Playing with randos is a super mixed bag. Honestly, the most egregious thing is this black screen in the middle of rounds. Sometimes they can be really long, like extremely long, that it makes you think the game is crashing. Like you're kind of just like, you finish a round, you're kind of just sitting there, and then it just fades to black, and you're kind of just sitting there like, oh god. And then it comes back. and then you're like, oh okay, we're good. That shit can really kill your momentum during a sweaty game. You know what I mean? The wait time in between games can become really long, and all you can do is stare at this black and yellow screen listening to this really mid jazz theme. I feel like the whole FGC would not be making videos about this beta if they didn't have to stare at this screen and were able to use training mode. But Nugi is supposed to be a network test. They don't want people just sitting in lab. Also, remember the SF6 beta, they're gonna crack it. And you're right. But it's not like a majority of players will sit in lab. Only a handful of people want to crack the game, for the lack of a better word, crack the game open. Others just want to try some stuff out and go play, you know, like get like a 2-hit, 3-hit combo down, you know, and then go play. I feel like they could have just had a compromise where like you can be in training mode if you're queued for a game, you know what I mean? They could have it so it's like an online training mode only, and like they have like checks to like prevent people from doing it offline and stuff. And you know, the crackers, they'll always find a way. Yeah, it was kind of a miss, honestly, not having the training mode. I genuinely feel that people would not be as negatively, they would not be like so negative about this game because they would be able to focus on like something that there would be something else to focus on. You know what I mean? Some other ranked stuff, the placement matches are kind of weird. You just have to fight 3 CPUs. I don't think 3 is enough, and then like maybe you should fight some humans. If you beat all 3, you get like placed in high A. There's a video on like the Diphone Highlights channel about this player who beat all 3 and they had a 3% win rate. And Diphone, I don't know how many computers they beat, but they have like a 95% win rate. So it's kind of like a really bad mixed bag. Also, like they're showing the win rate. I don't know if that's like the best thing to do, because people find that like kind of, it already adds to ranked anxiety. You know what I mean? People don't like seeing the ranks already, like myself. But seeing win rate is kind of like, oh god, like more numbers to like psych me out. You know what I mean? I don't know. you can have a win rate in the game, but like to show it in between every game, I always found kind of weird. It just like it makes people feel bad, but not the goat Crispy. He was putting in work with his 3%. But it does make people feel bad, so I don't know if they should have that. I get why you do, but maybe consider being able to turn it off. You know what I mean? Okay, let's talk about the menus. You've probably heard this a million times. Everyone says the UI is ugly, which I mean, it's very subjective, but the actual UX, the user experience, is what matters here. When I booted up this game for the first time, I played in the middle of the night. Because that's when it came out for me. I could feel how sluggish the menus were, and it was like, I was like, am I just tired? What's going on here? You know what I mean? People are speculating that it's on button release, which is kind of weird. So yeah, it was not a great first impression already, but whatever. It's just moving around menu. Not that big of a deal. I can live, but this is where things get a little complicated. So the game did not have, or the test did not have training mode. I MacGyvered my own by playing myself with a PS5 account. This is obviously not ideal, but I can only mash for so long, okay? I can only mash for so long without having like a goal or something to practice. And as a side note, I got a lot of people saying, well, this is how we played in the arcades. You know, get ready to learn. And all I gotta say is, dude, I didn't grow in the arcades. Damn. Damn. All I want to do is freaking lab a little bit. How hard is that to like wrap your boomer head around? You know what I mean? I don't know. It was just really frustrating. Having to like, I would be in the lab, I'd be doing my B&B, I could barely do it, and then I would kill the CPU. I'd have to like press OK on both controllers every time the round ended, and then obviously this is exasperated by the fact that there's like a big long black waiting screen in between every, and for some reason sometimes like I literally would disconnect from my own, like this is the same internet, and the game would crash or disconnect. It was just me. Like I'm disconnecting from myself. That's so weird. Yeah, a lot of people like to lab or like to practice. I mean, and I could prove that because if you looked at this stat for the top 100 people in ranked, Rock like dwarfs the rest of the cast. Only because he's the main character. You know, Ryu and Luke, they're both very popular because he has a fucking training mode. If you play Rock in the tutorial, you have a training mode. He could do combos. Tangent aside, I wanted to walk you through my main concern for this game and why I personally will probably not be buying this game on launch unless this is like made easier. So like I said, I played this game mostly via room match, and let me show you how that kind of process works. Okay, so we're on menu, hit online, go on down to room match, and then you have this menu, right? And it starts you on battle mode. Let's see what we got. We're gonna be single, and then you just make all your settings, right? And then I don't think I have to change anything. Cross-platform on. Yeah, I don't have to change anything. Get to the bottom. Usually this is where you would like hit confirm. Can I hit start? Nope. Start just opens my profile for some reason. And not until you basically go back down do you realize this thing. This is not a header. This is the button to make the room. So let's make the room. Okay, first things first, you've probably seen this one a lot. This is a cursor. This is not used by your mouse. This is really weird. I'm moving my mouse. You can probably see it on the screen right now. But yeah, it doesn't work. So anyway, we're in the room, and there's a couple ways that you can generally like invite people in these kind of games, but there's a room ID here. So I've already tried this like a billion times, but I could never get this room ID to work. And also you can't copy and paste this room ID. And since we can't use this room ID, since I've already tried, I'm not going to show you that it doesn't work, right? I just know for a fact it doesn't work. Let's try to invite somebody. And usually you can search players. You can search players up to invite them in these kind of rooms. And it looks like all we have is invite from friend list. So let's go there. And as you can see, there's a search player on the right, but no matter what I do, I cannot get over there. So I can't add friends from this list. Not that I know of, at least. So let's back out and try to add a friend. And then, okay, I'm mashing B right now, like the equivalent of B, whatever it would be, circle for PlayStation probably. I cannot get out, so I have to get out and leave room from here. That's really frustrating. Okay, I have to back out again. Circle worked there this time. Okay, so on these menus, it's not completely obvious where you would add a friend would be, and I had to like dig around for this. It's not in the systems. It's definitely not offline, and you know, we don't have access to these other menus on the right and left, but it's right here in online profile. And then, you know, you would think you might be able to go to friend request. Let's try. There's nothing here, so it makes sense. So we search player, and this is where it gets really frustrating. Generally in these kind of games, you would be able to like look up their names. So for me, I would like search up nugieboy in text, and then I would like pick from a list of players. But in Fatal Fury, I have to get their user profile code. So I have to go to Discord, ask them like, hey, what's your code? So let's actually show that off. I have another player. This is like my alt account that I used for labbing. So I have this other guy, and I'm basically asking this other guy like, hey, I need your friend code. And then this guy has to, if he doesn't know where it is, you have to tell him where it is, because again, it's hard to find. So go to profile, taking some time. And then it's this user code in the top left. It's not the online ID, it's the user code. And again, this PlayStation player, I mean, they couldn't copy and paste it anyway, but they have to manually copy this tiny text down, manually copy it down, make sure they have no typos, which literally happened to me today. My friend had like 3 typos. I mean, partially his fault, but partially they should have had a copy and paste. So they have to relay this code to me, and do it accurately. It's really difficult. So let's go back. Let's pretend I'm on Discord and they sent me the code and I'm copying and pasting it, right? So that means I have to exit the game. The game is no longer in focus, right? I control seat it, and I'm trying to move my controller. The game will not allow you to move unless the game is in focus. That is just so, it's just, ugh. It's kind of normal, but it's just like all these little things just add up to like such a unpleasant experience. You know what I mean? Let's try to add it. Control V, I press A, and for some reason I go back up to search. You hear that? It doesn't work. And it seems so weird. Like, why is this not working? And not until you press enter on your my keyboard. I could not do this with A or anything like that on my controller. I have to press enter on my keyboard, and then I press search. And then it loads, and then looking for it, I can put friend request right here. It doesn't say send a friend request. It says it on the bottom right, but it's kind of weird. Whatever. Not that big of a deal. Press the send friend request, and then it says it's sent. And then we're going to go back to the other player. There is no notification whatsoever for this player that they got a friend request, which, you know, there could be a sound cue or a notification on the left, and I'm going to show you that there is actually one. So where do I go get it? Where do I go get it? That old place on profile. And let's go. Friend request. Okay, cool. We have it here. So accept. Yeah, I got the waifu loadout. Okay, so we accepted it, and now I'm going to send. So we're gonna go back to the main game, the main person, which is me. We're gonna make the room and invite them. So we got to go back, make the room match. We're gonna skip all this and just make the room because we already showed that off. And then so now I could go start, invite from friend list, and then scroll on down to my friend, do this, and then for whatever reason it starts on check online profile. Like I came here to invite a friend. Why is this the first option? Okay, we're gonna invite him. I'm gonna click this, but I wanted to jump back to the other screen real quick because it's gonna actually show the notification, which I found really nice, to give this game some credit. Let's jump on back. I'm gonna press send invite on the other game. Took some time. Okay, but there was a notification. This is really nice. So we could back out, and this was actually, I couldn't believe this. I actually couldn't believe this. Okay, I have to go all the way back out. But like from the main menu, there's literally a shortcut that brings us up. But SNK decided we can't have nice things because for whatever reason, this confirm is on triangle or Y or whatever. The top, it's on the top button. It's not on the like the regular confirm button. Why do I have to press triangle to confirm this? I just have to press X. Yes, this is a massive nitpick. This is an extremely massive nitpick. But I just cannot believe, like, it's so weird. Why is it not just X? And with all that, we finally have made it into a lobby with our friend, right? And now both of us have to use these cursors to drag our pretty little asses to our little squares. And then we finally play. After all that. And mind you, I actually took out so many load screens. Like there's loading between so many screens during that process, and they take a long time, and they're just literally black screens. There's like not even anything nice to look at. So it's really hard just to get into a lobby with your friend for the first time. Luckily you can just like invite them next time, and it's pretty smooth. But yeah, this whole like process is really sticky. That's the best way I could describe it. It's really bad. And if you do go out of this lobby, the cursor does not stay where it was. It will like move somewhere else. And if you want to queue back up to press OK, you have to like drag it back. I know this is like a super massive nitpick, but just like so many of these things, like they add up. It's like wasting my fucking time, dude. I just want a game. Things that they can fix about this, I think, are really simple. Get rid of the cursor. Just make it so you can move through the menu with your D-pad, like tabbing on a keyboard, or at least make it faster. Like make it way faster, and don't make it move after right. They need to make this text bigger and copy and pasteable, or they need to like make it so that you can search a username, something that's way easier to not make a typo on, and then like select from the list. Obviously just fix the invite code thing. But yeah, I mean, like super simple fixes, but like as it stands, there's so many steps just to get out of this, and I had to redo that for you. And not to mention I edited down like I would cut out the loading screens. Yeah, I had to experience that again. So you see what I do for content. So please leave nugieboy a like, comment, and subscribe. I do it for you guys. Anyway, this whole menu experience to me is extremely indicative of how prehistoric the training mode is going to be. And let's just say I've seen things that should not be seen, and it leaves a lot to be desired. The menu's even worse than I can imagine. Labbing is one of my favorite things to do in these games, and dude, the function key in Street Fighter 6, it makes it so you could basically map everything in the menu to your controller. It's so good. Every fighting game needs to do it. SNK, you're already copying the gameplay, just copy the training mode and you'll be fucking golden, honestly. So as a fighting game player who, let's be real, is invested in playing a more popular game, even though the gameplay is great, I'm not sure it's so good that I want to battle the menus just to play it. Many players are unhappy with Strive at the moment, and I would love to main the game again. Honestly, I love Strive, but the game's like frequent crashes and terrible lobbies just make it like so impossible for me to play for extended periods of time anymore. Like even me as a dedicated fighting game player, like I cannot imagine a casual wanting to like deal with like the mess that this game, the product, you know what I mean? And you might be saying, okay, so what? You're like a sweat lord who cares about training mode. Casuals don't give a fuck. And well, to be honest, I think this game is not casual friendly at all. First off, we had nothing to base this off of, right? The only single player content in the game is the tutorial, which doesn't really help that much. It leaves out vital information like tech rolling. There's a ton of system mechanics. There's chip outs and cheese. Revlo is extremely cheesy and obnoxious to deal with. You know, Ken and Chun-Li are coming to the game, but I'm unsure that like this will have the same effect as Terry and Mai coming to Street Fighter 6. There's a whole other deal. I was absolutely delighted with how they handled Mai in Street Fighter. She's now my main. So I had high hopes for the quality of this game, and I was just severely let down. And I'm gonna be real, like Capcom like stole the show with Mai. They made her feel like she's literally a Street Fighter character. So it's kind of like disappointing. And I don't know if there was like Mai burnout. Like nobody played her in this beta. I felt like I was the only person who like even tried her. And with like no disrespect, but like the quality difference is so high. It felt like a downgrade, unfortunately. So let's just say if there's ever a CVS 3, I hope Capcom handles it, or like Capcom like kind of educates SNK on like how to like make this way better. You know what I mean? And Cristiano Ronaldo, will the casuals really buy for Cristiano Ronaldo? We don't even know what it is, you know? Yeah, so it's kind of hard to say, you know? The only thing I know about soccer is Blue Lock. So, yeah, please educate me in the comments. I have no idea what the fuck this is about. All in all, I'll probably play the second beta, and if the matchmaking can be fixed, I honestly will probably buy it. But like, will I want to play it for a really long time with the user experience like this? I'm not sure. I think it's extremely telling that with a limited 5-day period, many people weren't streaming on the last day. Maybe the second and third day, people were like playing fucking Marvel Rivals because of the thing and the Human Torch. I think the game is limited, yet people don't want to play it. 2XKO, it had an 11-day playtest. I wanted to play basically every waking fucking moment of my life. Everything was pretty seamless and well thought out. I didn't experience anything really bad. There's not a 2XKO glaze. There's like hella problems with the game going on right now and the gameplay at the time. But I did want to play a lot more than this, because they had things like a lot more well thought out. And speaking of 2XKO, this game has a lot of competition going into the latter half of 2025. Capcom Cup is starting in Evo Japan this year, and basically that means it's highly likely that Elena and Season 3 are going to be out maybe the same month as this game. And we can't forget our GOAT Hunter x Hunter Net Impact that is going to fucking sweep every game in this year. Yeah, there's a lot of competition. If we want fighting games to be something so great, we need to let them know that this is basically unacceptable in this day and age. I know they got hella money now. They can't be cutting corners like this, and they should delay the game. Because like I said at the beginning of this video, if they get things right, this game could have another Evo moment on their hands that transcends the FGC. All right, that's the end of the video. Let me know if you found any of this like cathartic. I had to get that off my chest. This was really, it was so fun. It was so fun, but I was just so like, I was just like, man, how did we get to this point? It's like one step forward, 2 steps back. You know what I mean? So yeah, did you have fun with the beta? Do you disagree with anything? Do you not care about this kind of stuff? I kind of envy you. But yeah, do you think I'm a Street Fighter shill? Call me that in the comments. Do your worst. That's the end of the video. I've been nugieboy. Thank you for watching my video. And with that, I am out.